Hi there. If you've discovered your partner has been sexually unfaithful, whether it's through an affair, pornography, escorts, prostitution, or other secret sexual behaviors, you may feel like your mind has been completely consumed by it. You might find yourself thinking about that betrayal constantly. You wake up thinking about it. You think about it when you're driving. You think about it in the middle of conversations, especially conversations with the betrayer. And then one night, when everything becomes quiet, your mind starts. And then at night, when everything becomes quiet, your mind starts thinking and replaying those same thoughts again and again. You have a hard time sleeping. Many betrayed partners eventually ask a very frightening question. Why can't I stop thinking about this? Some even begin to worry that something is wrong with them. But I want to begin this conversation with one very important truth. This mental replaying is not a sign that you are weak. It's a very common response to betrayal trauma. Today we're going to talk about why your brain does this, why the thoughts feel so relentless, and how healing begins to quiet that mental storm. Welcome to Restored Heart Coaching. I'm a betrayal trauma coach, and for more than 25 years, I've worked with women navigating the devastating impact of discovering sexual betrayal in their relationship. One of the most distressing symptoms that most betrayed partners experience is the relentless rumination. Rumination is the psychological term for when the mind repeatedly returns to the same distressing thoughts. It feels like your brain is trapped in a loop, and if you've experienced this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The more you start thinking, the more you try to stop thinking about it, the more the thoughts seem to come back. So understanding why this happens is often the first steps, or one of the first steps toward finding relief. Your brain's trying to solve a threat. Human brains are designed to detect threats. When something dangerous happens, your brain begins gathering information. It's trying to prevent that danger from happening again. And that process is really extremely helpful when you're dealing with physical danger. But when the threat is emotional betrayal, the process becomes more complicated. Before discovering the betrayal, your brain had an internal model of your relationship. You didn't get married believing that there was going to be an affair. You believed your partner was trustworthy. You believed he was safe and that he would keep you safe. Discovery shatters that internal model. Your brain immediately tries to begin rebuilding its understanding of reality. It asks questions like, why did this happen? How did this happen? How long did it go on? What else don't I know? Was any part of my marriage real? These questions can begin cycling through your brain constantly. And your brain believes if it can figure out the whole story, I can put all these pieces of the puzzle together. It will finally feel safe again. The problem is you don't have all the pieces. And unfortunately, betrayal rarely provides the answers that you're looking for. So, one of the most common experiences after discovering sexual betrayal is that mental replaying. You might replay the moment you discovered the affair. You probably replay conversations with your partner, those memories that now feel suspicious, or images or scenarios that you wish you could forget. Even when the betrayal involves pornography or escorts rather than a long-term romantic affair, the mind still creates vivid mental images. And these images are incredibly painful. Your brain, again, is trying to answer a painful question. What actually happened? So when the details are unclear, your brain sometimes fills in the gap with imagined scenarios. Scenarios that you begin to believe are true. So just know that these images are painful. And this trying to create the images can intensify your emotional pain. Many betrayed partners say, I wish I could just stop thinking about it. But the brain doesn't easily stop searching for answers when trust has been shattered. Your brain is on hyper overdrive, looking for those answers, trying to make sense of what happened. And understand that rumination is your brain trying to protect you. The rumination can feel destructive, but its original purpose is actually protective. Thank your brain. Thank your brain for protecting you. Your brain's trying to prevent that future harm. It's asking questions like, how did I miss this? What signs could I have noticed? Maybe there were signs, but why? Why would you question them? You had no reason to question them. And one of the big questions is, how can I protect myself moving forward? Your brain believes that analyzing the past might help prevent the betrayal from happening again. But the betrayal is, or the difficulty is that rumination rarely leads to satisfying actions or answers. Instead, it often creates more emotional distress. And that's why many betrayed partners feel stuck between the two painful experiences. If they think about the betrayal, it hurts. If they try to stop thinking about it, the thoughts come back even stronger. Betrayal trauma often feels different from other types of pain. One reason the rumination is so intense after betrayal is because it affects our deepest attachment bonds. Romantic relationships aren't just social partnerships, they're emotional attachment systems. Our brain was wired to trust our husband, to feel safe with them, to rely on them. When betrayal occurs, the brain experiences a profound conflict. Again, the person who was supposed to protect you to protect your heart is the person who hurt it. And so this creates that neurological tension that the brain struggles to resolve. And that is just one of the reasons the thoughts can feel so persistent. Another behavior that many betrayed partners experience is something I call pain shopping. It might look like checking their husband's phones. It might be reviewing their messages, their text messages. It might be scrolling through their social media or the affair partner's social media. It might mean asking repeated questions. You might be trying to trap him in a lie. So therefore, you're asking questions, almost hoping that he'll give you a different answer so that you can say, aha, gotcha. Even when these actions cause emotional pain, the brain continues looking for information. Why? Because your brain believes that more information might restore safety. Actually, it believes it will restore safety. And unfortunately, gathering more information often leads to more questions rather than to peace. And many betrayed partners begin feeling frustrated with themselves. Why do I keep doing this? Again, the answer is that your brain is trying to regain control in a situation that suddenly feels so unpredictable. So your healing can begin to quiet the thoughts. Over time, something important begins to happen. Your nervous system stabilizes as you gain support, as you process the grief, losses, and trauma. And the intensity of the rumination begins to decrease. Your brain slowly begins to understand that you are safe again. Doesn't mean your situation has changed. Doesn't mean that, your husband has suddenly healed. It doesn't mean that you've removed yourself from the situation. It's just that you are beginning to process all of what happened. The thoughts become less frequent, and they carry a lot less emotional charge. And then eventually, many betrayed partners discover that they can think about the betrayal, be sad, but not consumed by it. The process doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. And healing from betrayal is possible. I've helped thousands of women in my 25 years deal with their trauma. For women of faith, betrayal can bring a lot of spiritual questions. You might find yourself crying out to God, wondering, why did this happen? How could this happen? Scripture reminds us, I've said it before, I'll say it again, God is close to the brokenhearted. He restores what was broken. Even in the midst of painful seasons, healing and restoration remain possible. So if you are struggling with betrayal trauma and that constant mental replaying that follows discovery, you don't have to walk this alone. I lead a recovery community for betrayed partners called Brave Warriors. Inside that program, we focus on understanding betrayal trauma, calming the nervous system, and helping women move toward clarity and healing. And you can learn more about that in the description below. And if this video has helped you today, consider subscribing to the channel. My goal is to help women move from shattered to strengthened after betrayal. Thanks for joining me.